The story of Lo Manh Hung begins not amidst the clamor of war, but within the hushed confines of a darkroom. This was the domain of his father, Lo Vin, a seasoned freelance photographer in Saigon. It was here, surrounded by the alchemy of developing chemicals and the soft glow of enlargers, that young Hung first encountered the magic of photography. The click of the shutter, the smell of fixer, these became the soundtrack of his childhood. By the age of 11, the escalating conflict in Vietnam had become inescapable. While many children his age sought refuge from the escalating violence, Hung felt a pull towards documenting it. He became his father's apprentice, accompanying him on assignments, a small figure trailing behind his father's larger frame, a camera clutched tightly in his hand. Hung's small stature, often a disadvantage, became an unexpected asset in the war-torn streets of Saigon. He could navigate narrow alleys and debris-strewn streets with agility, accessing vantage points inaccessible to adult photographers. This image, taken during the Tet Offensive, demonstrates his daring approach, placing him in close proximity to the fighting. However, his youthful appearance also presented challenges. Police officers and soldiers, accustomed to seasoned journalists, were initially skeptical of a child operating in a war zone. He was frequently stopped and questioned. Yet, armed with his father's credentials and an unwavering determination, Hung earned their grudging respect, eventually gaining access to scenes typically off-limits to civilians. The Tet Offensive of 1968 propelled Lo Manh Hung to a different level of recognition. He wasn't embedded with any news agency. He operated independently, often venturing deep into areas contested by the Viet Cong, capturing images that professional photojournalists couldn't or wouldn't risk obtaining. He would then sell his photographs to both local and international news outlets, contributing to the global understanding of the conflict. Years later, after escaping the fall of Saigon in a dramatic helicopter evacuation, Hung established a photo shop in San Francisco. His wartime experiences, however, were not forgotten. In a chance encounter in 1998, he met Horst Foss, a Pulitzer Prize-winning AP photographer. Foss, who had covered the war extensively, expressed surprise and joy at finding Hung alive and well, a testament to the young photographer's resilience and the enduring power of his story. Tragically, the majority of Hung's negatives and photographs were lost during the fall of Saigon. The few remaining images, like this damaged photograph, are all the more precious. They serve as tangible fragments of a vanished past, reminders of the human cost of war and the enduring power of individual stories to transcend even the most devastating of circumstances. This newspaper clipping, from February 1968, captures the public's fascination with the young photographer. The headline, "Boy Photographer Seeks Danger as Others Flee," encapsulates Hung's unusual path, a testament to his courage and his dedication to capturing the truth, no matter the risk. Hung's camera, a Yashica Electro 35 GSN rangefinder, became his constant companion. This robust and reliable camera, known for its sharp lens and quiet operation, was perfectly suited to the challenging conditions of war-torn Saigon. It wasn't simply a tool, it was an extension of his eye, a means of capturing the world unfolding around him. While the war dominated the headlines, Hung didn't limit himself to documenting just the fighting. He also captured the everyday life of Saigon, the resilience of its people, and the moments of normalcy that persisted amidst the chaos. This image offers a glimpse into that duality, showcasing the everyday rhythms of life continuing against the backdrop of conflict. Despite the dangers he faced, Hung remained a child at heart. He forged connections with the people he photographed, particularly other children, sharing moments of levity and camaraderie amidst the grim reality of war. This photograph offers a glimpse into that human connection, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit endures. The photographs Hung took during the Tet Offensive are particularly striking. They convey the raw intensity of the fighting, the devastation wrought on the city, and the profound impact on its inhabitants. This image, showing the aftermath of a bombing, is a stark reminder of the human cost of war. Hung's lens didn't shy away from the harsh realities of the conflict. He documented the wounded, the displaced, and the grieving, providing a visceral and unflinching portrayal of the war's impact. This photograph, showing a wounded civilian receiving aid, speaks to the resilience and compassion that existed alongside the suffering. He frequently followed ARVN troops into dangerous territories, often embedding himself with them to capture their experiences on the front lines. His willingness to take risks, to put himself in harm's way, allowed him to capture images that offered unique insights into the soldiers' lives and the realities of combat. Hung's work existed alongside that of international photojournalists. While the foreign media often focused on the larger geopolitical narrative, Hung's photographs provided a local perspective, offering a nuanced understanding of the war from a Vietnamese point of view. For Hung, photography wasn't merely a passion, it was a means of supporting his family. He sold his photographs for $10 each, a considerable sum in wartime Saigon, providing crucial income during a time of economic hardship. The fall of Saigon in 1975 marked a dramatic turning point in Hung's life. Like countless other South Vietnamese, he was forced to flee his home, leaving behind nearly everything he owned. His harrowing escape by helicopter, clinging to the landing gear as it took off, is a testament to his determination to survive. It's a story that underscores the human drama of the war's final days. Lo Manh Hung's legacy extends beyond the individual photographs he took. His story stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of a single individual to bear witness to history, and the enduring value of preserving these memories for generations to come. Map of Saigon during the Tet Offensive, highlighting areas of fighting and Hung's likely areas of operation. The Tet Offensive, launched in January 1968, was a turning point in the Vietnam War. It was a coordinated series of attacks by the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese forces across South Vietnam, including Saigon. This map illustrates the extent of the fighting within the city, highlighting the areas where Hung likely operated, capturing the intensity of the urban warfare. The Tet Offensive brought the war to the very heart of Saigon. The fighting was fierce and widespread, resulting in significant destruction and civilian casualties. Hung's photographs from this period, such as this image of a burning building, capture the scale of the devastation and the chaos that engulfed the city. Photo of civilians fleeing the fighting or seeking shelter. Amidst the fighting, civilians were caught in the crossfire. Many were forced to flee their homes, seeking safety wherever they could. Hung's lens captured their plight, documenting the human cost of the offensive. This photograph captures the fear and desperation of civilians trying to escape the violence. The ARVN soldiers, often young and inexperienced, faced a formidable enemy. Hung's photographs captured their bravery and determination in the face of danger, providing a glimpse into the realities of combat from their perspective. This image shows ARVN soldiers engaged in street fighting during the Tet Offensive. American troops also played a significant role in the Tet Offensive, fighting alongside the ARVN to repel the communist attacks. Their presence in Saigon further highlighted the internationalization of the conflict. The Tet Offensive was not just a military campaign, it was a psychological war. The capture of Viet Cong fighters within Saigon shocked many, revealing the extent of the enemy's infiltration and the challenges faced by South Vietnamese forces. Propaganda played a crucial role in shaping public opinion during the Tet Offensive. Both sides utilized leaflets, posters, and other forms of media to influence the population and sway support. These images reflect the psychological dimension of the conflict, highlighting the battle for hearts and minds that raged alongside the military engagements. The media played a vital role in shaping global perceptions of the Tet Offensive. Journalists from around the world descended upon Saigon, capturing images and reporting on the events as they unfolded. Hung's work, although often uncredited, contributed to this broader narrative, providing a unique perspective on the conflict. Despite the dangers and uncertainties of war, family remained a central anchor in Hung's life. His photographs not only documented the conflict, but also captured the resilience of families struggling to maintain a sense of normalcy amidst the turmoil. The Tet Offensive left an indelible mark on Vietnam's history. It remains a pivotal event in the war, shaping the course of the conflict and its eventual outcome. Commemorations and memorials serve as reminders of the sacrifices made during this turbulent period. Lo Manh Hung's photographs offer a powerful and poignant window into a critical period in Vietnamese history. His unique perspective, forged in the crucible of war, provides invaluable insights into the human experience of conflict, reminding us of the importance of bearing witness and preserving the stories of those who lived through it.